It's actually surprising what you can still do, what you can still achieve, and you'll surprise yourself.
I used to dwell on the what ifs, but that's not going to change anything.
It was my dad who said, "You're going to have to pick yourself up. You've just got to get on with life. Go and do it."
I want to walk again. I want to ride again. Stem cells could be the answer.
I wouldn't have thought being in a wheelchair would have changed my life for the better, but it has.
Welcome to Jeopardy.
Let's see what our clues are today. Your first Jeopardy category is back when the animals were young. While an average human baby first performs this feat, around 12 months, baby giraffes can do it within an hour of birth.
What is walking?
Yes, that's correct. Which Olympic sport is often referred to as chess on ice? Is it A, figure skating, B,
Ice skating?
curling,
Ice
C,
hockey? Oh, sorry,
biathlon,
curling.
or D, the category is also a car part? For some, cold days in winter call for this heavy scarf.
Write the answers now.
Joshua Tree National Park is located in which state? That's right.
Get
The
in.
coldest national capital in the world is Ulaanbaatar, which is the capital city of Mongolia. Due to its high altitude and proximity to cold Siberian air, the city's average annual temperature is minus 1.3 degrees Celsius, or 29.7 degrees Fahrenheit, with temperatures below zero for 5 months of the year. You are with the 44% of fans who answered this question correctly. You have earned your 175th geography badge in 6 points. You have 3 correct answers in a row. The topic is literature. It is worth 2 points. In a series of books by J.K. Rowling, Harry Potter belongs to which house at Hogwarts? You can choose from A, Ravenclaw,
Gryffindor, yeah.
Gryffindor.
So those trophies up there, that's like the NCAA, which is the National Collegiate Athletic Association. But after my accident, I just kind of hid them in the cupboard. I didn't want to look at them or anything for about, I don't know, 8 years. They were just in the cupboard. But yeah, I suppose now I've come to terms with what's happening and stuff, and I've kind of gravitated back towards running again. But for a few years, I was just kind of didn't want anything to do with it, didn't want to think about it, didn't want to talk about it. So it's good to be doing the Great North Run so I can kind of feel like I'm still a part of it and can still experience it with my mates and out on the course and stuff. So looking forward to the race tonight because be a fun little 5K just along the quayside and test out the new chair. So. In the morning, I'll usually have an egg, an avocado as a standard, and then if we've got something like bacon or black pudding or haggis or something like that, I'll have a little bit of that. I love a bit of haggis. Belly, it's quite frustrating because it's a quadriplegic, like your stomach muscles are kind of paralyzed and they like separate a bit, and your internal organs, because they're not being like held in as much by your abs, kind of just push on the stomach wall, I guess, and just kind of make you look dead fat. I've probably got a little bit of tubber there as well, so just trying to lose that. Need to lose as much weight as I can for the guys to make it easier for them to push me. So I didn't eat myself for a couple of years after my accident because it's frustrating. But then I made these forks and yeah, make it a lot easier. Everyone was saying to me like, "Oh, what are you gonna eat? What's the first thing you're gonna eat when you can eat again?" But I wasn't really hungry. I wasn't craving food. I was just craving water because I wasn't allowed to drink water either because I had all the nutrients and hydration going in through there. So I used to brush my teeth with a little sponge which had water on, and I just bite onto it and I'd just be sucking as much moisture as I could out the sponge, and I'd be like, no, don't do that. And I'd just be staring them in the eyes, just like, it's like, I don't care, I'm having some water, because just having that dry mouth for couple of months. It was horrible. First, when I had my accident, I was completely paralyzed, couldn't feel anything, couldn't move anything. Was on a ventilator. And then like my arms started coming back and I was able to move my arms. So I was like, all right, that's the first step. Then maybe my hands, then my legs. But it just like stopped from like my recovery I made in sort of the first 2 months. That was it. Like it just stopped. So that was hard to deal with initially for the first couple of years.
Call Turnbull.
Don't know why he's ringing me. I haven't spoken for years. You alright, Paul?
Hello, Joe, you alright, mate?
Yeah, good. How are you?
I'm okay, mate. I don't know if you've heard any news, but Taj died last week.
Oh, did he? Oh, no. What happened?
Basically, last Wednesday, 3 o'clock in the morning, one of his bowels burst open, apparently.
Jeez.
And caused, obviously, sepsis.
Yeah.
And they couldn't do it, went too far, apparently, and they couldn't do anything about it, and they put him in a coma sort of thing, and
Yeah. Jeez. Kev knew him quite well, didn't he?
Kev was after, so I told him when he found out yesterday. I've been trying to get in touch with Kev, but I think it's been hacked with his phone. I finally got through to him yesterday, so he knows.
Yeah.
But as soon as I find out what I know about the funeral arrangements, I let you know Drew. Yeah, just like anyone did know, obviously you knew him.
Yeah, nice one. Well, thanks for letting us know. Yeah, that's terrible news, but yeah, I'll let everyone know.
Right, hope you talk, right? Watch what you're doing then.
Cheers, Paul.
Take care.
Yeah, we're literally talking about like stomach problems and that, and then he says, "Oh, his bowel exploded."
Yeah, so there you go. That's just
It's just like these are the issues
example
you
of-
can have because I've got to be really careful with my diet for like making sure I have enough fiber and stuff. Because you can get like an impacted bowel where it's just like hard stool gets like caught in your bowels, and then I guess that was maybe what happened to that Taj guy. It sounds horrible. So often spasm when I first get up. My legs will start. Sometimes stop them crazy. Anyway. It's a bit hard on the like blood pressure. This it kind of. You've been sitting down so much and then standing, it's kind of start seeing stars sometimes. I've passed out in the past, but I can usually feel it coming, so I just lean back a little bit. Once I was at a wedding and I stood up, I was wearing shades, and I was like taking a photo with my friends and my sister and stuff, and then I passed out, but I had shades on, so I was just like that, and they didn't realise because I had my shades on. And then my sister was like, "Oh, he's looking at those birds," and then like, Drew. Next thing I know, I just woke up to loads of people crowded around me.
Mine Starbucks after mine for a coffee. Always going for a Starbucks after my training session. Got to do some circuit training. Looking forward to it, really. Not. Just same as every other day, getting up, going to work. Picked my brother up. Just went up the stairs, frosty morning, which I've done plenty of times in all the years I've worked as a roofer. And this day I've climbed the ladder and my foot slipped, I think, and I've went to try and grab the run of the ladder. And when I think the weight of us going backwards, my hand let go of the run of the ladder as well, the weight of us, and I've just fell backwards and I've landed on my bum. And I knew instantly, if I'm perfectly honest with you, it was just like a light switch. Just out, and that was it. I tried to get up twice. In hindsight, I wish I hadn't have tried, just in case it's done more damage. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
What's going on?
Made a real effort to come and see you early this morning, missus. I made a real effort to come and see you early this morning. I've got my hoodie on.
No, you're not wearing it now.
Oh, I've worn it all the way in the car and getting interviewed.
Oh, right. Well,
Just asking, what do you really think of that? I had to bite your lip, can you bit?
Still through.
No. I was just telling them how cool you were.
All right, no more 2P2.
Yeah. Mum says I look like a tramp. You are. I look like a scruff. That one's no problem, alright. It's my left. Make it on.
Hands on the shoulder.
This is it for the video. Also into it. Look really good.
She's got the arms out, she's actually got the old shoulders out.
See what I mean about my balance? Forward and back. I'd never able to do that when I first got to hospital. Just had out there, just stay the big there, and then Natalie had to physically help us up. I remember that, Natalie? When I first started, when I used to do lean forwards and stuff like that, used to help us come up and...
Yeah.
So when you think about that, my posture's constantly like that.
Yeah.
If you look at me, I'm constantly, I don't sit up.
Yeah.
Very rare to sit up properly.
But your shoulders, even though they're still a little bit rounded, but they were more rounded, weren't they? And that's better.
Yes.
My
posture's a lot better. One sit. One does.
Yeah.
One does nothing. I'm not supposed to rotate that for you, Adam. Hips.
Hips don't lie.
I'm gonna get old anyway, aren't I? Just be a bit quicker than anybody else by the look of it. Give me power chair, cruising. Chicks running after us.
What, baby chick?
Alright. Right, missus, I'm gone. Oh, next flying shit's on.
Making a cup of tea is probably the easiest thing I can do at the moment. Reaching the top of the fridge. In the top of the fridge I can't reach there. The shelves. If I wanted that curry sauce down, I can't exactly get it. I'm always over cautious because I think, well yeah, okay, I could just do that, but I've heard that many stories of people, mainly the lads at rugby, oh well they've just done this and then they burnt themselves through just trying to cook yourself a dinner. 3 years ago when I was normal, you take everything for granted, but you're now relying on a lot of people to do a lot of things for you. I wouldn't think at 28 that I would be relying on my parents to cook us something if I need something cooked. I still want to live my life. I don't want to be this disabled person that never leaves their home or never does anything. I am just another human being, but I sit in a chair all day. We used to go through there on the hall.
Oh no, that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So either that way or that way.
I would say that way is easier.
Okay. Bobble hats, Dad. You love them. You look at it and you think it's okay, but when you add long grass, little bits of rocks, and a chair in the mix, it's quite hard. Yeah, I love to come here and see hedges, but actually I want to go further and go to the tree again, like experience what I used to experience, but in a chair. But is that possible with the landscape? Probably not. I would love to say I would live back around here, but like coming up today realises is taught us actually it's not as easy as just getting your shoes on and going for a walk. This is my life now, so what you can't do anything about that but doing things like this and trying it. What's the worst case scenario? You couldn't get up here. So be it. I don't know, my mum shows it more, but then again, women show more feelings than men, don't they? So it's, I don't know. They don't like it showed in front of me though, but yeah, Mum's saying she wants to come, she'd love to come back and live somewhere like this. The issue should be, oh well, can we afford it? Not, is it going to be suitable so Abigail can get around? You've always got to do that when you're disabled, but because I wasn't disabled and then I turned disabled, it's very much a contrast of the reality of living with a disability or living with a family member that has a disability, because there's so much more to it than just the wheelchair.
A mum of a person in a wheelchair, you know, it's going to be more difficult.
We're not having an argument here, but I do see it from your point, and I know you accept, I don't even know what the word is, you accept it a lot more, or you understand that actually I'm going to do it whether people want us to or not. I'm going to be able to do it. I wouldn't say there were down days. I think the days that I just get pissed off at people, not down days. Go on, sorry.
Doesn't shut up.
Okay.
But it's positive most of the time. She has like down days. She gets and sometimes we call out. They're all over little things, and you quickly get over it.
But then again, before she wasn't in a wheelchair, you never had such a with each other as much.
I've got a lot better relationship now, haven't we?
Yeah.
Than when you're able-bodied. We didn't really speak, did we?
No. And we didn't see you that much because you are always the work, gym in it, holiday in it. And so it's a bit surreal now that we see each other look each other every single day.
I can't get rid of them. Just, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Come with that. You got it, wouldn't
Well, it would make sense, but I can't get up there, can I?
Well, I could pick you up on there.
Well, I can get onto there to get onto there. You just step away, honestly, it's fine. Trust. Wait there, no, that is. What way? There's a rock behind you. Yeah, and you're walking and there's a rock behind you. You can't see behind you, can you? I'm not a miracle worker. No, stop there. Don't do it. You'll end up hurting, falling. Don't tell us that, because I'll fucking do it.
So today we're just going to Start Fitness in Newcastle, and we're getting sponsored by Puma for all of our training kit and our race day kit. So it'll be good to catch up with the lads, because I haven't seen a few of them for a while, and I think there's 5 out of 7 of them are going to be there today. So the fastest anyone's ever done pushing someone in a half marathon is 76 minutes. But that was one guy by himself, and he was pushing a lady who I think was probably about 45 kilograms. And when we contacted the Guinness Book of World Records, they've set us a new record, which is like a team event. And they've set the time to beat us 1 hour 46. With us all being ex-competitive runners, I guess it was inevitable that we're going to get competitive with it and, yeah, try and break a world record or something like that.
Right, fellas. Are we doing it? Yeah, good to see you. You well? Yeah, good.
Hey there, Polly, you alright? Yeah, good to see you, mate. Yeah.
I was going to say, how fast are you actually looking to run? Because I looked at 115. 115?
Pushing him.
I was impressed. I was too old for this shit. At last year.
The new chair, like, because last year was an NHS chair with adapted.
Yeah.
And it was all right, but it was still not
The wheels
ideal.
fell off.
Yeah, we lost 2 wheels. So this year we've got like...
It wasn't quite all right. How many wheels did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it was funny, like, we had a dog lead on the back, just as a backup, so someone could grab the dog lead.
Well, I forgot it last year, though. I did the first year. I forgot it.
We got halfway through, he was like, where's that dog lead?
That felt...
He wasn't the guy that like locked the bottle in space.
Oh, no.
Yeah, them on this side.
Any sort of little advantage, like, if it gives us 10 seconds or psychologically or whatever.
How'd you break your neck?
I was training for a triathlon. I ran into a lake and dove in, and there was like a sort of sandbar, and I just hit that, and yeah, the rest is history, sort of thing. But
I mean, I can't imagine what it's like, but I do try and sometimes remind myself if I'm thinking I can't be bothered to go for a run today or not really feeling it. It's like, well, I've got a choice. I think my brother would love to be able to have that choice, and I think that's quite good for like just sort of reminding yourself in life generally, but with running, that like it is a real privilege to be able to do it.
Old friend, long-time training partner. We used to, train a lot as kind of kids, and then one of the big talents that kind of Gosforth Harriers when we were younger. Cracking junior runner, like kind of setting records and winning medals. So yeah, I think kind of definitely inspired by his older brother Johnny. Enough like a bit of sibling rivalry to kind of inspire you to get fitter, definitely. But yeah, obviously Johnny was a really successful junior athlete. So yeah, I guess if you see your brother winning medals, you want a piece of that as well.
Drew was always known as the blonde hair one with the green and white vest that would come whizzing by you with 200 metres to go. You could never beat him in a sprint. If Drew was there at 200 metres to go, you might as well write your race off. Like, you're getting beat.
He was angry that it had happened. He was sort of angry with the situation that he was in, and that was hard for people that were there, very close to him, 24 hours a day, trying to keep him positive. So I remember at his wedding, actually, which was a good few years ago now, when he was doing a little speech about Mink, he sort of said, I spent a lot of my time over the last few years thinking, like, looking back at when my life was a certain way and sort of, like kind of wanting for how it was. And he was like, this is the first time that I've really been excited about like my future and, kind of the situation that I'm in now and the positive things that are coming. So that was a really big thing to hear. That was a big mindset kind of change, I think, for him, is that sort of positive, like, look, I've got a lot more than a lot of other people, especially with the gym, actually. I heard him say things like, just in private to me, like, I'm lucky that it happened to me when I was 30. Because there's lads in there that, have had accidents, or people in there that have had accidents 18, 19, 20. So again, hear him sort of say, I'm lucky that I was 30 when it happened to me, is just so far away from kind of where he was in those early years. So yeah, it's been really nice to hear.
I don't think he realises how much he spurs us on. And look, we're coming together to do the Grey North Run for a third time. I'll never forget the first time he asked. He said, I've never done a half marathon. You fancy pushing us? And yeah, why not? Given how competitive we all are and how competitive Drew is, Drew obviously wants to go as fast as he can. So we need to get our arse in the gear and get training and get him round as quickly as possible. And then one thing's led to another, and here we are going for a Guinness World Record. It's obviously pushed Drew around the Great North Run 2 years ago. When Drew messaged me at the time for that, I really struggled to run at all, without a hamstring going, without a calf going. I mean, it's a massive motivation, isn't it, to kind of pull yourself together and get fit. and I had to just try and get fit quick. I've not trained this hard in a long time. My athletics career came to an abrupt halt. Haven't really spoken about it much, but got diagnosed with atrial fibrillation after collapsing on a run. Yeah, I had heart surgery and then didn't really run again after that. And I've always just kept fit, not done anything of significance. But now, given the nature of a challenge, I'm actually having to train a bit harder and put some real work in. And it's a little bit apprehensive at first, pushing my body and raising my heart rates and sustaining high heart rates and just kind of seeing how I'm going. But touch wood, I'm okay.
What's that one? Yep, that's it. Found it. Right. Put them back. Again, people ask us like, "Oh, why do you keep this sort of thing?" I went, well, because you know, it tells a story in itself. You know, not dusty, but as you can see here, that's where the pigeon hit and smashed my head, and you can see all the grass marks and chip marks and all the scrapes. Again, there was like a bit that was attached to here, come off, snapped off, and at the front here, you can kind of see, if I lift that up a bit, that bit was done a bit. Where I've smashed my front end of the mouth, which in that respect is very lucky. That's why I've always worn full face helmets, because that would be able to be my teeth and my chin. So you can see where I've hit my head, and like I say, smashed the front of my face off the tarmac. I can kind of remember hitting the fence. I remember looking back, and I remember it was in a split of a second, going straight back up the road. And then I remember a left-hand turn, which was fine, and then a right-hand turn, and then as I'm leaning the bike back up, a pigeon, out of nowhere, I don't even see it, smashes into the side of my helmet, and within a split of a second, between probably me and you distance, there was a fence, and I remember going head first, and I remember I had time to say, oh shit. I remember waking up I couldn't feel my legs. There was a girl from EasyJet there that, you know, rang the ambulance, rang the parents, you know, and was there all the way until they come and got us, really. She stayed all the way through, and bless her, she was going to a flight for Geneva. She was a EasyJet stewardess. I mean, apparently I delayed a flight to Geneva by an hour, because obviously she went to go to work. She was obviously covered in blood off me and all shaken up and crying, so they sent her home so that I get someone else to come in. And this is what she told us when we've met up a few times, you know, for coffees and drink, food and stuff. And bless her heart, she was there for everything. And you know, it's just, I mean, it's a funny way to meet someone. You know, have a good friend like that. And how do you meet him? Well, it's not brilliant, you know, chip mark there. But I mean, I spent good money on this, and it's respectively saved me life. It's a good looking helmet as well, really. I think the reason I kept it is because it's part of my life story now. You know, it's a reminder of, like, I'm alive still. It's a reminder of these sort of things can save your life. And if it wasn't for this, I mean, I could either be, you know, brain damaged, or, let's say, worst case scenario, not be here. You know, haunting this house probably is the best way to put it. I don't know if it was the way I landed, the way I smashed me back off the fence, I don't know. Ended up snapping me back completely in half, paralysed from the chest down, so about T3, T4 level, which means I've got very little core strength at all. So, like, trying to put my arms up like that, you know, very difficult. I mean, I am putting all my effort into that. When I got the helmet back in hospital, there was pigeon feathers all over the shop and blood and guts. It wasn't a nice sight. So that's the reason why I got that. Just a daily reminder of thinking, you know, that to it. It's a funny thing, you know, and it's a good laugh. obviously this is the big independence bit, isn't it, really? Being able to drive, you know? So we're coming up here to where I overtook these 2 cars on this stretch here. I know this road like the back of my hand, so like I know every bend, but it's a left-hand bend, and then here it is up here. So this is the crash site here, and it is just here. So if I'm coming on this bend, I don't need the bike back up. It's this bit here where it says Cockhill Farm. It's that fence there. Hitting that side of the fence, you can kind of see where it's broke. On the side there, in the wooden bit, so I hit that fence and then landed about where that lamppost is. So I've travelled quite a distance just above this dip, and luckily for me, there was no one coming up the dip, otherwise they wouldn't have seen me. And again, worst case scenario, I would have been squished.
I was such an active person beforehand. Absolutely loved my job. I was a car mechanic, and I used to absolutely love life, going to the gym, going out all the time. And then I had my accident, and basically going from being hardly ever in the house to spending maybe 22 hours a day in bed for months on end that was my new life, unfortunately. I try and do as much as I can now, but let's say I'm just in agonising pain all the time due to the injury. So I had a T6 spinal cord injury. T6 vertebrae had exploded. Had T4, T9 vertebrae, metal rods infused together. So it's quite a hefty sort of surgery. And all I've got to deal with to tolerate the pain is paracetamol. I was on a motorbike the 19th of May last year, going to Kielder and then towards the Scottish borders. And unfortunately, I was a head-on collision, and I went flying over the car and landed on my back and broke my back. I think I was in the field, almost dying for nearly 2 hours. And I finally got airlifted to Glasgow. I don't like heights either, so I got airlifted straight into the ambulance. Straight away I knew something was completely wrong. I stopped screaming no when I was in the field. I was like, no, this can't be happening. And I lost my job, obviously my health being the most important part. Quite a few friends had sort of disappeared, which I sort of expected, but my day-to-day life was just not the same ever again. Pretty heartbreaking, because I absolutely loved what I was doing. I loved my life. But obviously with the injury I've sustained, it's changed everything for us.
Yeah, good. Squeeze those abs. Bringing ribs to hips, yeah? Good, lovely.
Okay. Less pressure on the arms there.
Yeah. Give those heels dry. Right legs on.
Yep.
Left legs on.
Not positive.
Luckily, Aidan's got really impressive upper body strength. Yeah. And back across.
Great. Try again, huh?
Yeah.
1, 2,
3. Nice. And then go for the left side lift.
my left or your left?
Your left. There? Yep. Good. There? Yeah. Looking all right?
Yep.
Okay. And squeeze through. Push, 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 push. Hips forward, hips forward. Lovely. Good.
Still got some strength in the arms, eh?
Yeah. And again, push through, push through, push through.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah. Very nice. Look at those stags of colour.
Don't come back.
You'll get that purple, all that blood flow changing. That's great. The musculature in the body sort of boosts the circulation, so normal muscle contraction from standing, there's muscle activity going on all the time, which pushes the blood around the body. So when you haven't got that normal muscle activity, the blood pools in the feet, which is why the legs go purple. So that's why you get dizzy, because all the blood's in your legs rather than in your head. Anything from T6 above, from thoracic spine above, your body doesn't regulate its blood pressure properly, its heart rate properly. So it's all of those systemic things as well, which we've got to think about. So if you have an AD attack, you've got a GTN spray, because it's actually a massively high, your blood pressure goes sky high, and you're at risk of actually having a bleed on the brain. So you've got to be really careful and know the signs of whether it's a blood pressure dropping because you haven't stood up for a long time, or whether you're triggering an AD attack, which is then you've got to have a GTN spray, which dilates all your blood vessels, lets the blood pressure lower. Can you move that left arm? Yeah, take it to your knee. Good, bring it back to the front. Yeah, good. Big push, lengthen. Good. Excellent.
Yeah, I had 2 vaccines in both arms.
When was that?
Tuesday.
Oh, probably just kicking in now, actually. The vaccine's on Tuesday.
Yeah, she got us good in the muscle. So done it quite high up, to be honest.
Yeah.
But she stabbed us in the arm, and then the muscle just started twitching. I was like, oh, that was a good one.
Oh dear.
She was like, your mum might be dead. I was like, oh.
That's not what you want
Cheers.
before you visit. Do you want to scooch hips forward a little bit, and then we'll get you onto your back?
Yeah.
You bring your knee up to the ceiling up there. Ready? 1, 2, 3, lift. Let me get to. Up. Good. Back down. Yeah. Drink. Okay. That little lamb's tired. Yes. So you can just see how much effort it takes to stand, and even sitting can still be a challenge. It's still not fully consistent, is it? To my ticket, yeah. What are you resume for?
The treatment I'm trying to do is in Thailand. So the stem cell treatment is basically using bridging cells on the spinal cord to try and regenerate essentially damaged area on the spinal cord. In turn, basically trying to reverse the paralysis. It's pretty expensive. It's about $69,000 US. Just $69,000 US. I've had a lot of help, and I've asked very kindly from some people. But the stem cells seem very promising. I've been told by the doctors and consultants in Thailand there could be like a 60% chance it may actually work. To say what I will get back is very hard to tell. But be able to just stand up normally, take a couple of steps, and I'd be really happy. Just to have some form of normality back. Like, life is still doable in a wheelchair, but because this injury wasn't caused by me, it was caused by someone else, I'm trying my absolute hardest to actually reverse it and change it. So I just think it's basically been so unfair towards us of what's happened. The driver, the person who caused this, didn't sustain any injuries, nothing, and he gets to live his normal life. Whereas I'm stuck in a wheelchair now, trying to fight for absolutely everything.
Yeah, with a bike experience, we're here at Silverstone. We are a charity that gets disabled people onto bikes. They might be ex-disabled riders, or they might be people who've never ridden a bike before. It doesn't matter. We've got 3 or 4 bikes here that are adapted. They've got various things, whether it be left-handed, whether it be all-hand controls, whether it be anything really. If you've got a disability, you come to us, you can kind of challenge us, see what we can do. We've got the ability here. We've got a controlled environment, and yeah, we're here just to get these guys back on a bike.
Always want to get back on a bike, and never sort of scared us. I mean, obviously the accident itself was quite traumatising, but never really bothered us that much about getting back on a bike. everyone was like, "Oh, you sure you want to be doing that? You sure you want to be doing that?" Like when I was in hospital, I'd bought new gear straight away. My mum was like, "Are you sure about doing this?" I spent £580 on a helmet straight away. I feel like if I didn't do it, I'd sort of let myself down in a way. I mean, yeah, it was a bad accident that almost killed us, but something I love doing. Motorbikes was my thing, so I just want to keep going on it.
I brought it down because it finally got delivered, and you sat with it and put it on in the hospital bed, and you were so excited. I think I got some photos, didn't I?
A month into hospital, and there's me sitting in bed with a new helmet on, and the nurse was like, "Are you really want to be doing this?" I was like, "You not learned your lesson after the first time?" I was like, "Nah, it should be fine."
What we're going to do first of all is some end-to-end garaging. So what you have is somebody with their hands up to catch the bike and people forming a garage around you. Okay? What we want you to do is to launch and drive into that garage nice and gently. Okay?
The worrying part is slowing down because I can't put my legs out to stop, obviously. And obviously setting off is a big problem because it's the same thing but in reverse.
Oh yeah, sorry, that was me. And I put it on.
Where are we going with it? Stick it behind. We'll put the marker here and I'll move this forward. Ready? From his arm. Ready? 1, 2, 3, up.
That's it.
Hold it up. Wasn't clicked in last time. I'm just getting dragged across.
Right, are you sitting square?
Yeah, no,
Push yourself
no,
up.
Must be getting too bent.
Coming off the stand.
Right, get hold. Right, when I press drive, it's going to go live. Plenty of gas. Right, plenty of gas and it will do.
I was in a pretty bad place mentally, and I think it was a friend of my sister-in-law knew Tommy, Tommy's in-laws live up in Newcastle, so there's kind of that connection, and she said, oh, there's this brilliant foundation called the Matt Hampson Foundation, and kind of told me about what they do, and like, I mean, it kind of sounded perfect. It was sport-related injuries for people who are into sport, and it's very nice of you to invite us in.
I think you've always been really proactive, and I think you've always wanted to better your situation, and you've always been a great mentor for people at the foundation because of what you do and how you look at life and how you make the most of your life, really. You live by our mantra of get busy living all the time, and for me the foundation is very much focused on life after a serious injury through sport, and it was very much focused on that. And I think for me, it was difficult because I came home and I didn't have anything. I didn't have a purpose. I would go to bed late, I would wake up late, I would make some food and then go back to bed. It'd be sleep, eat, repeat, and that's soulless.
With everybody that comes here, they could have been the breadwinner, the husband that's identity was built around providing. They could have been the son that was a cross-country runner or was really sporty. That's how a parent would describe their son, and then they no longer can describe that person as that. There's a real period of grief and mourning that beneficiaries and their families go through as they collectively mourn the loss of that version of themselves.
To have a purpose, to have a voice, to have a position, I suppose, within the disabled community is really important, and lead by the front and show people that you can lead a great and fulfilled life in this situation. I think Drew's very similar to that.
You know, I had the idea for the gym kind of before I met Matt, but then meeting Matt and seeing this is a guy that's kind of, he's already ahead of me and he's like about 10 years further on with his injury. It was really good to see someone that's thriving, you know, after 10 years of injury and achieving these great things. So it like gave me that belief that actually, yeah, I can do this. And it really motivated me to get the gym started. I felt like I was existing before I set up Gym Possible and before I met Matt and saw all the stuff that he's doing, but it's about living and life goes on and yeah, you can keep pushing forward and keep achieving great things.
Aidan, come on.
Get the horse at the back.
Oh, have it, Ross.
Where you going?
Ross, sit there.
Ross, when you listen to me, ever?
Nice. Big smiles. Anyone else going in?
I don't think we'll get any more in it coming.
I think we're good. Well done, guys.
I've been training, but I haven't been training. Does that make sense?
Last week and the week before, I've tried all the exercises. The one exercise I'm sceptical about is the clean.
Been out with her as well. That's how sad my life is. I've had to get out with Abbie.
10K it was a nice leisurely stroll, wasn't it, Kevin?
She never shut up the whole way around. Unbelievable. Couldn't get a word in for her.
Off we go!
This came with the chair, I guess, maybe for eating your dinner and that, but I never use it for that. It's kind of in a weird position for that for me. But yeah, I just stuck loads of Velcro on it just to hold the different bits for this. So it's just an old tripod that spins around so I can kind of get all the angles. I need one that can go up and down as well, like tilt as well, because sometimes when I'm trying to get from the top down, it's pretty hard, but yeah, I need to do that for next winter, because I usually don't paint that much from about April onwards. I'm usually outside in the sun as much as I can be and stuff. Does that Velcro come off, has it? In the winter, I used to struggle a bit with mental health just because I like to get out and about and do stuff, and then
because I'm so sensitive to the cold in the winter, I couldn't get out as much. So when I started doing this, kind of started feeling better. I think doing anything artistic or something where you use your imagination, I think it's really good for your mental health. I don't know. When I was training at my peak, we were training like 11 times a week for a bunch of lads, your mates, and you know, we were running 15 miles a day sometimes, so you didn't really have that much energy left at the end of the day, and could sleep well, and I could eat what I wanted, and it's just, you get that runner's high as well when you've done a good session. So I felt like I was definitely missing that, and exercising now at the gym and stuff, I can get that a little bit, but not to the same extent. So yeah, I guess it was kind of boredom and not having an outlet to kind of get out any frustration I had. But with doing stuff like painting, it's kind of mindful, I guess. You're not really thinking about anything else. You're just concentrating on the project, and it's good. You can like use your imagination, and makes you feel good when you finish and you said, oh, I did that. It was good because I raised a lot of money for the gym, raised about 8 grand selling like Christmas cards and prints, and sold one of the paintings for £1,000 as well, which was pretty good. So I got a few commissions and stuff. So I just kind of did that to raise money for the gym at the start, and that kind of gave me feel like I was doing something worthwhile as well. So that's when I was just injured and I didn't have anything to do. So that was a good start to it. But then I didn't paint for probably like 5 or 6 years when I was running the gym because I was too busy. But then in COVID, I just started painting these little men. And to be honest, I didn't think I'd be able to because they're so small. But they've got these new paints out now called contrast paints, which is what I'm using here. And that makes it a little bit easier because you just kind of put one layer on, it kind of goes into all the little crevices and makes it look like there's more depth to it than like the amount of work you've actually done. So I usually just use them to get started for a base color, and then just kind of go over and add details after that. So yeah, I'll start with a bit of a base coat on this guy. Don't really need to be that careful on this bit. I can kind of paint outside the lines a little bit since it's just kind of the first layer. Probably go back to him and touch him up later, but I've just slapped a wash on him there, so that'll take a while to dry, but that should give him a bit more contrast.
I walked into hospital and I came out in a wheelchair, and still to this day, they don't actually know what the cause of it is. And the diagnosis of FND might actually not be the case because I've never seen anybody like me, and if it was that, things would have came back. Basically, I should have been up walking again. If this didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have met the people that I've met. I wouldn't have done the things I've done. Now, my life's so much more interesting, even though I would never think that would be the case becoming disabled. I don't push myself, I get dragged along in a chair, but I can do that because my family support is doing it.
Well, this is my third bike I had. Had this one for 3 and a bit years, actually. Started off on 125s. Had that written off by an Audi, which was great. First crash, yeah, I was okay. I literally bounced back up, and first thing I'd done is I checked myself, went to see if my bike was okay. A load of people come running over. There was actually a nurse on the scene. She was like, no, please just sit down, lie down, you need to make sure you're fine. And I was like, but my bike? She's like, forget the bike. Oh yeah, I was a lot more defensive after that. Fully changed on riding on the roads. I was always wary of drivers. Obviously, because the unpredictable happened where someone pulled out in front of us. Did sort of teach us a lesson, I guess. So when I was riding on the roads all the time, I was just so wary of everyone. It did make us a lot better of a rider. So I've had this one for 3 years. I bought it back in 2021. Yeah, I just absolutely love this. I've done all the sticker kit myself, the exhaust, the carbon fibre. I would show you the front end, but all that's been smashed off due to the crash I had last year, unfortunately. Yeah, I absolutely loved my bike. It was the best thing I ever bought, really. Literally like my best friend. My dad's really encourages. He used to ride back in like the 80s. He absolutely loved his bikes. He was more into Hondas. I mean, I'm a Yamaha person myself. Yeah, he always loved bikes. I think that's probably where I got it from him. Yeah, whenever I used to clean my bikes or mess around with my bikes, he'd always be there, just with us at the side, just helping us out, do whatever I need to do. And same with cars as well, you do exactly the same. Used to done multiple timing belts on the driveway in the piss and rain, and he's been stood there with an umbrella. Yeah, me and my dad used to do everything together. Basically like best mates, to be honest. We had a bit of a ritual as well. Ritual sort of thing we've done every Saturday. We used to always go for a Greggs or a McDonald's breakfast. The time all started off when we first bike, we Motor SMR 125. It was a very cheap Chinese thing. Brand new, we bought it for like $2,000, but it spent more time on the warranty than on the road. I mean, this thing was just god awful. Like every Saturday, we used to have to take it back to the dealership. He was always there when I bought every single motorbike as well, even this one. Yeah, when obviously the accident happened, he was absolutely devastated. Really devastated. A little bit hard to talk about, really. Obviously, when I first started doing my research on the stem cells, we done absolutely everything he could to try and basically help us. Like I say, even donated all his pension to me so I can get the treatment in Thailand and obviously pay for it. I mean, not many people would do that, you know what I mean? Give completely the role to someone. But yeah, he's the reason I'm going to Thailand for treatment. Yeah, I just remember going to the hospital with him because I went to every appointment. That's how the car's got so many miles on. I was taking him back, back and forward, just to see if there's any other treatment, any options, anything to help him. And over the past month, basically, he just completely deteriorated, and then went to hospital for a week. And we got told instead of a couple of years, it might have a couple of weeks. But he got discharged on the Wednesday the 23rd. Came home for 2 days, and then 9:30 in the morning, he passed away. But in the hospital, in a hospital when I was seeing him, I got my sister and my brother-in-law to help us stand up in front of him for the first time. That was the first time they'd seen us stand up since the accident, which he was super proud for. Yeah, I just wish I had a bit more time with him, to be honest, just for him to actually say us go for my treatment, and then, who knows, walk through the front door would be great. I think it's been a very shit year, to be honest. A wheelchair's gonna be part of my life, but I just want to be able to actually take my own steps and just walk, you know? That's what my dad would have wanted.
what ages, you know. Not only Drew ran, obviously Jonathan ran, and Helena's sister, so kind of was a full family event, really. So we had to do the driving and the...
There's usually one on camera duty, and
Unfortunately, I was normally on camera.
well, Mum's camera work was a bit better than yours.
You saw the same parents and the same kids. Everybody seemed to compete against. I mean, I remember Jonathan racing Mo Farah in Nottingham. You would have been at, where were you then? You were a year younger, wouldn't you?
Mo Farah, I think, is a year younger, a year older than Jonathan.
Yeah, so Jonathan raced Mo Farah at Nottingham.
But Mo Farah was just absolutely miles ahead of
I think racing him was probably a loose term, wasn't it? He was in the same race as Mo Farah. I think he won it by about half a mile. It was phenomenal.
Well, he was always way better than me when we were little kids. And then I remember there was, sort of when we got to about 16, I think I eventually beat him in an 800-metre race. Because I was better at the 800 than he was, I think. So I beat him eventually. But he was always better at the longer stuff, cross-country and 3,000, 1,500.
I did support you, but I sometimes was a little bit critical, I must say, because I was running the race as well. Mum had a much better, more relaxed persona than me when it came to supporting you at running. Being Jonathan Graham and Drew Graham's dad was always sort of like, you always like a minor celebrity sometimes when you're one of these races. They just come in there, come and have a chat with you.
There's the Ronaldo haircut.
Well, I'll see I'll try and find your first race and look at that one.
That could have been one of the early races.
Durham Pine. So
that'll be a Durham Pine cross country.
I was training.
But yeah, these are all really good runners.
He ended up running in the...
At Sinclair,
didn't he?
I think he ran in the Europeans or something.
Head back.
That's good running form, that.
That's when you used to dip your head back in. That's normally when you were on the last...
Oh, that's good.
The last knock-ins.
That looks like it was when I first started.
Yeah, no, really just... Yeah, I think you got...
Training
did you get your own
track.
spikes or did you get...
Oh, no, I would have got hand-me-down.
You would have got Jonathan's spikes. And it was only you bringing your friends. I mean, Jonathan never brought a friend, did he? Did he bring anybody?
Don't think so. But then there's like me, Jonathan, Hutton, Oz, then there's Jan and Matty Nicholson.
Yeah, but they were pretty much all your people that you brought. Jonathan...
Robert Craig's as well.
Jonathan probably never even told anybody you ran half the time.
Yeah, probably.
So it was all your pals that formed these teams that were winning.
Yeah, well, won like the Northern Championships and stuff.
That was down to you, really.
It was just a lot more fun to train when you had your mates with you because it's pretty boring running, really. It's didn't really do the whole like, oh, easy day, hard day. It was just when you were a kid, every day was a race. So like got you fit.
After, you know, paralysing himself, losing his job, losing his partner, losing everything, and put him in a care home. We got a special bed in for him. He came back to a, well, I would say was a safe...
Yeah, it's an ideal.
Safe environment. I mean, it's not ideal ever living with your parents, and even worse. But when you had him home and when you had him safe, which was the priority. So we were in a pub in town, and you know, having a good time. The phone rang, and that was my son's partner, who was a doctor, and told us that Drew had had the accident. So we went from having a nice jolly time to within a split second into a state of despair. So we'd been told he had had the accident. We told you were in a coma, told that you were probably paralysed. So all these things were going through our head. And the poor taxi driver, I don't know what he must have thought. He was taking us home. These two wrecks in the back of the taxi trying to, and it was unbelievable. But we sort of pulled ourselves together a bit, got the flights booked to America, and we came in, and there you are, sort of, you know, piped up, tubes in your neck, and we just went, geez. And then, you know, we then find out that you've broken your neck, high up. You could be on a ventilator. You'll probably never use your arms again. You might not be able to breathe on you. So it went from being, he's paralysed to like, He's almost like completely and utterly paralysed to the point where he's not going to be able to do anything. So it was just shocking, really. It was absolutely devastating.
So I feel worse about the whole thing, how all the pain and stress that it caused you and Mum and Jonathan and Helen and everyone.
Do you remember what the first thing you said to me? Sorry. Well, that's the first thing you said to me. Sorry, Dad. And these sort of words started coming into my head. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I'd written this poem about Drew's injury called The Climber. And it was all about not giving up on the hope that you can climb out of it. How do we get him from the bottom of the crevasse? Hanging from a fraying rope, bereft, crestfallen, devoid of hope, faces the Damoclesian sword to stare in disbelief at the stricken cord. Suspended by remaining strands, clinging instinctively with cold and feeling hands. Reflections of a shattered life, how cruel is cut from faint blunt knife. While in the void, a blackened hole prizes the grip of this despairing soul. The naive futility of hanging on. Leave go now, and all is done. A whispered breath, it's not your time. There is another end to this fragile line. Awakened by the light above, and feels the tug of dreams and love. So with this thought, he eased his pain. The rope grew strong and took the strain. Lifting his eyes, he gave the sign. If you can pull, then I will climb.